Good evening, everyone. I have a message here from Breakthrough Ministries, and I had a thought on my mind this evening after a friend made a post, and his post really kind of spoke to my heart when I was reading. Um, we have moments in our life that pass very quickly. And in the book of Job, he was talking about life as just a vapor. Um, was just in him, he said that he felt like it was just a really quick thing. In the book of Job, he wrote about that. In Ecclesiastes, it talks about, life being like a vapor. We see it for a moment and it passes away. Opportunities in our life pass. Whether we like it or whether we don't, opportunities are not going to be forever. And my friend's post was talking about stepping stones in the river of our life. God presents us with moments and opportunities that are kind of like stepping stones. If you've ever crossed a river on stepping stones, you know that they're available at some points, but at some points the river gets deep enough and it covers up the stepping stones. We don't always have the same opportunities of life. There are moments in our life when we have the opportunity to speak a kind word to someone. There are moments in our life that we have an opportunity to witness for Jesus to someone. There are opportunities in our life when we're presented something like a job or a chance at something. We have those opportunities in our life and we can choose whether to have the faith to take them or the disbelief that we're not good enough to have them or the disbelief that we can't do it. You and I have so many opportunities that we let go to waste. We have so many opportunities that we don't do enough. We have so many opportunities that we just don't step out in faith like we need to. We don't step out in faith to do enough. We don't step out for Jesus because we feel unworthy. But you and I have our stepping stones. We have our moments. And there are some stepping stones that if I step out in the river and I attempt to step on them, they're slippery and I might fall off. There are moments that stepping stones present in our life are not the right ones. Jesus will guide you through the correct ones to step on. The devil will present ones with a slippery slope to try to hurt you. There are relationships that we get in sometimes that we shouldn't be. There are moments in our life that we do things that we shouldn't. We turn to things that we shouldn't. We try things we shouldn't. We say things we wish we had never said. We hurt people that we wish we had never hurt. The stepping stones of life are something that is not to be taken lightly. Because every stepping stone is an opportunity. Every stepping stone is a task. Every stepping stone is a moment in time that won't be there forever, a moment in time that will pass. And every stepping stone is something we should not take for granted. Because as you navigate life, if you step out on stepping stones and the river is wide enough, and yes, the river of life is very wide, you can get out in the middle of life's stream and realize, hey, I'm out in the middle, and get afraid. You see, our life is not eternal on this side. Our life has many stones we'll step on. It has many opportunities we'll take and some that we won't. There'll be many that the Lord will give us to take, but we just choose not to. So as you navigate your life, just think about one thing. The stone you're stepping on right now may be an opportunity that you're supposed to take. An opportunity that you should stand there and you should take it in. And you should take that moment and that leap of faith to put your foot forward and step on that stone. It may be that God's urging you to. And this message might be for you to say, hey, take a step. There was a man in the Bible by the name of Peter. He stood in a boat and he saw the storm. But he began to see a figure come walking across the water, and that was Jesus. He said, Lord, if it's you, could you bid me to come? Jesus looked at Peter and he said, come. Peter stepped out of the boat on nothing. just stepped on the water, kept his eyes on Jesus, and was walking across the ocean with a storm all around him. You and I, if we had the faith, and we're a lot like Peter, he got out in the storm of life, he got his eyes off Jesus, and he began to sink. When we get our eyes off of Jesus, and our focus becomes the storm instead of the Savior, we will sink. If you get out in the middle of the stepping stones of your life, and you get out in the very middle of life's river, you, too, may slip and feel like you fall into the stream and feel like you're going to drown. We get in depression, we get in anxiety, we get moments of turmoil in our life, we get moments we feel like we're barely keeping our head above the water. There's moments we fall off of the stepping stones in our life and we feel like we're going to drown, but at the last moment we can be like Peter and we can reach our arm up and say, Lord, save me. Because that's what Peter did. He reached up his arm and he said, Lord, save me. And Jesus took a hold of his hand and he said, if he had had the faith, he looked at the storms, what happened? Peter got out in the middle and he looked around and he saw the storms all around him and he lost sight of Jesus for a moment and he got afraid for a moment and he got in a moment of chaos, that he was afraid, that he didn't know what was going to happen because he had walked out in the middle of a storm and he was afraid, now I'm going to drown because I can't get back to the boat. You and I have to, if we're going to step out on these stepping stones in our life, you can't look back at the shore that you left. You can't look back to the shore. You got to keep pressing forward, taking one stone at a time. I hope this message touched you.